In hopes of cutting down on gun violence, a new push tonight for a new way to study gun violence in America. Would medical research into guns and gun violence result in fewer deaths? Hi, everybody. I'm Darren Kramer.
And I'm Ann Craig. After Sandy Hook, President Obama ordered the Centers for Disease Control to study the causes of gun violence. But that study never happened because Congress failed to fund it. Chief Political Correspondent Mark Davis joins us now live tonight with a renewed push now to get it done. Right, Mark?
That's right. Hi, Ann and Darren. Good evening, everyone from the Hartford newsroom. Connecticut's 2 U.S. senators say it was the NRA that squashed this. But what independent research has been done has come to some conclusions.
One of the most common things that we hear out there is that if you own a gun, you'll be safer. The preliminary research contradicts that.
Dr. Begg was the physician on duty at Danbury Hospital on the day victims of the tragedy at Sandy Hook arrived at the emergency room. Most of them died. He says that after witnessing this firsthand, he's committed his medical career to trying to address gun violence as a public health issue, and says his research shows if you own a gun, you or your family are more likely to die from gun violence.
Either your spouse will die, or your child will die, or you may die if you become somewhat depressed or upset and commit suicide.
Dr. Beck was joined by several physicians from Yale New Haven Hospital today in supporting efforts by Connecticut's 2 U.S. senators to get bipartisan support in Congress to fund research by the Centers for Disease Control into the causes of gun violence.
Understanding the basis of the problem will only help to create more creative solutions.
From what we see every day in our work lives, are really starting to become alarmed about what's going on around the country.
The doctors and the political leaders point to the research that the government funded for car and truck safety that has resulted in fewer highway fatalities every year as an example of how research into gun safety by the CDC could result in fewer gun deaths.
I don't think anybody knew that when we started the research on motor vehicles that it would lead to such a dramatic effect.
Now, noting that actual gun violence has declined in the past 20 years, the head of the state's largest gun owners' rights organization, the Connecticut Citizens Defense League, in a statement, a standing measure by our 2 senators who wish to twist facts and erect a non-existent health crisis. He also says this is aimed at making it harder for law-abiding citizens to protect themselves. Live from the Hartford newsroom, Mark Davis, News 8.